How's it going, people? Welcome back to my channel. A few minutes late, obviously. There's a busy guy here. There's a busy guy.
Nah, you're done. I don't let him gas you, people. He sabotaged my thing. He gave me a link, and it's not bringing me to where he is. It's bringing me to some old stream. He sabotaged me. It's not my fault. Like someone said in the comments, I just did a live stream, but I promise I was on time. I promise, fam.
People, once upon a time, yeah, Deluded used to holler me, yeah, and used to get vexed at me not shouting him back. Now, it's the other way. It's the other way. I swear Danny ain't replied to my message from like last week Tuesday, bro.
I don't maybe I will. People, does this look like someone that ain't replied? Like, where's the thing? Where's the thing? Wait, not snap. Turkish. Where replied where, fam? Replied where, bro? Replied. Oh shit. Don't cap, bro. Don't cap.
People are on to me. What, they believe in you, yeah?
People, listen, people, you don't know me, man. Like, you don't know me. You don't know me. Trust me. Someone said Deluded was on time. I just watched his stream. Trust me.
There's no fame over here, Lucas. There's no fame over here.
Trust me, he's famous. Them man there know nines and shit now, and followed by Ian Wright. Them man are clear, fam. Like,
Man's though #1 in the UK. You mad?
That's dumb bitch, fam. You need to tell him to follow, man. He's the only guy moving like a group in front of popping season shit.
No, I'll message him still after the show.
He's blessed, fam. He's blessed.
Your thing. He's definitely seen your thing, 100%.
He needs to drop me that chain and let me image it, fam. I can't like see Lebs doing his thing. He needs to bring me all them vids, fam. I'll put him
the next Arsenal line he does, fam. We need to be there.
He needs to drop a deleted bar or something, fam. Trust me.
There, that's what I've been waiting on, bro.
Oh,
bro. Love to everyone in the chat, obviously. Appreciate you tuning in, coming up to 100 people already. Obviously, Turkish Deluded Turkish. We're back again. Second one of the week. We slightly took a week off last week, innit? Like I said,
slightly. It worked out because there wasn't. What could we really have covered that we didn't cover on Tuesday, on Saturday? This week, there's kind of been bare things to speak about. So it's kind of calm still. But we're going to be consistent, man.
You let it build up. I like a certain time we want to talk substance. We don't want to just like bring out
for the sake of chatting.
100%, bro. Look, we're getting bare love in the comments. Hit the like. Make sure you hit the likes. You man are worth waiting for. That's what I like to hear, man.
Come on, my guy, man. Big up whoever said that, man. Palmwood. Big up, man.
Keep on smashing the likes. Appreciate the mods doing their job in there. I ain't seen no disrespect yet. So
you mods are onto them. What are you saying? You followed Rance's advice and stuck it on them, gave them a hairdryer treatment.
Listen, not yet, you know. My one are doing their thing still. Obviously, yesterday was a bit mad, but listen, my man are doing their thing still. I added one more on there, but let's get into it. Deluded, man.
Go true, man.
The latest news: CEBALLOS back again. We've discussed him briefly on your channel on Tuesday. But what do you think?
Bro, to be fair, I wouldn't say I'm upset because I can't be upset about CEBALLOS, but I wouldn't say I'm ridiculously happy. I'm happy for Arteta. You know, it seemed like Arteta and CEBALLOS, they had a working agreement. He seemed to be his player. I'm all for Arteta having the best tools, whether I agree with them or not. If he doesn't want Torreira and Guendouzi, I might not agree with it, but let's get them rid. If he wants to bring back CEBALLOS, let's bring him in. There'll be a time where, you know, I'll criticize the decisions if needed, but it's cool. Our midfield, as you saw, is light. Ironically, I want the Parteys and the Auroras and all these things, but CEBALLOS coming back is needed. You know, he's got every reason to want to kind of pick up where he left off. He's got the Spain game, the Spanish tournament and them things there next year. You know, he gives Arteta an option. I'm still not sure if Xhaka and CEBALLOS long-term midfield partnership can get us top 4. But it's another option because we don't have any midfield bodies, bro. Like, we can talk about Partey until we're blue in the face, but he's not an Arsenal player. He's dead. You know, we're relying on El Nene, Joe Willock, Xhaka on paper, and there might be one I'm missing out. So I'm all for it, man. And I'm all for him having a, you know, if he can have a good season, put himself in the shop window for Real Madrid, put himself to stay at Arsenal permanent. It is what it is, my guy, man. It really is. Apparently, we're not paying a loan fee. We're paying his wages. So when there's that, bringing in Willian on a free transfer, are we stacking up money to go for the Parteys and these things? I don't know, but it's calm bringing him back, man. Bringing him back home, I'd say now.
I can't lie to you. You're bang on, man. You're bang on. In the middle of that little bit, you said you're not sure if Xhaka and CEBALLOS are going to be the ones that can get us top 4, but we need extra bodies in the middle. Like, you can't sum it up better than that. That's it for me in a nutshell. Like, I doubt Xhaka and CEBALLOS have what it takes to get us top 4. We still need that
38 games, fam.
We still need that a while. One of them, 2 of them. We still need at least a couple more bodies in the middle for me to be confident about really challenging for top 4. Like the same day we buy Ceballos, Chelsea buy Havertz. Like it's the goal.
The difference. And you just even accidentally said bye. We got this brother on loan. Like we're still training a player to go back to next year. Like it's sad. There's no buy. There's no buy clause.
Willian free, Ceballos loan. Okay, we spent a bit of P on Gabriel, but it's like, bro, with a week left, before the season starts. I can't even lie. Like, even if we were to get Partey done in 2-3 weeks, I'm gonna say it's a bit not a bit too late, but I'm gonna say it shows that this club is not proactive enough.
For me, it's to move the man off, bro.
You see how I see it? What, we got Liverpool's second game of the season, innit?
Yeah, second or third. There might be someone in between. It's Fulham. They might be second, I'm sure it's second. Let me check that now, bro.
Yeah, check that now, because either way, have we got Liverpool in September?
No. We've got October. September. Yeah, we've got Fulham at 12:30. We've got West Ham midweek, and then we've got Liverpool. So our third game is Liverpool still.
So that's going to be roughly 19th of September, 20th of September. Yeah, that's going to be the game where we probably get a spanking or a hiding.
Spot on. 28th. Spot on.
And in essence, you're going to see them the last week of the transfer window off the back of that Liverpool game. Yeah, it's going to be one of them panic ones. It's for me, it's lining up to be another one of those. I'm not saying we're going to get banged like we did against United 8-2, but remember that time we got banged by United, and then we bought like 5 man.
And then we just did a Mazza. Yeah. We thought, okay, we need to pull it out.
Who's our manager now? I swear, one of them man was Arteta. So, like, to get what I'm saying?
Funny how life works, He was as well. It's so funny.
Yeah, bro. So I'd rather us be proactive and get the man in that you need to get in. Like this Willian stuff is cool on the side. This Ceballos stuff, it should have been done on the side. But essentially, the business we really need to be doing. Okay, Gabriel's in, but fam, where's the creative outlet?
Where's the man that want to break the lines?
Well, it's still not enough, and we can get away with it at Fulham. And who did you say we got second?
West Ham away.
We could potentially get away with it there.
But Liverpool, there's no hiding place, bro. There's no hiding place. For me, it's the outgoings, bro. It's because, I don't know our financial structure. On one hand, I think the club is gassing. There's bare peas. On the other hand, I can only believe what you're telling, man. So with that, how much can you do without getting rid of, man? Now, I know it's hard to get rid of players because it seems like we're undecided. It seemed like, first and foremost, the El Nenes, these sort of man, we wanted to get them out. Then we said, all right, cool. No one wants them. We're going to have to sell Guendouzi with what's happened. We're going to have to sell Maitland-Niles. And then it said, all right, cool. We're stupid for selling Maitland. Let's keep him. So it seems like it's a bit tough. I know it's tough because you can't get even a soccer artist. That's difficult to get off the wage books. But we knew this. We knew this going into the end of the going into transfer window, end of the season. We knew exactly what we needed to do. And for me to not really see a significant departure, fair play, Mkhitaryan's gone, is concerning. That's the one thing that concerns me because we always hear we need to raise funds, we free up wages. How are you going to spend? Whether I believe you, listen, we should be able to release, like you always say, pay Partey's release clause. But can we really splash 40 million, go for 50 with our and do any other things without getting rid of man who are not going to bring in mad fees? The club needs to show me something. They really do.
Do you believe what? Do you believe Van der Beek's agent? You see, his agent said that Arsenal were very interested early on. You don't believe that?
I think this interesting is subjective. I think everybody's interested in everyone. I think it's the same way we probably went Pepe. United, everybody probably asked Wagwan, and for some reason or not, we moved away. I mean, if I'm an agent, it might be true, and I'll hold my hands up. But if I'm an agent, I'm going to make my client look good. I'm going to say Arsenal and this team wanted them. I'm going to say he would have joined Real Madrid if it wasn't for COVID. Don't get it twisted. I think Van der Beek's a good player, but I just think his agent talked gassing up the thing a bit.
Yeah, you know what? I can't lie. I look at it the other way. I see it as, I don't really see it as gassing it up when you're saying he was linked to Arsenal. I think there's far better teams to say.
No, I mean just the whole interest of because it's not like he said Arsenal, he said United, he said Chelsea, he said Real Madrid. Just when you're name dropping, bury these clubs, your client's gonna look wavy. That's what I'm saying.
But when he delved into our one, he was like, yeah, they just couldn't accumulate the funds. Obviously, they're a big club. But it's hard, and he delved into it. He said they wanted to do it, they couldn't accumulate the 40 million, and he understands that even big clubs have issues with money after COVID, and that sounds bang on to what
bang on the money, innit? But what sort of period did he say that he needs to kind of context? When were we interested? Were we interested in January or just when we got into this? Was we interested last week? Because again, he might be right, but let's just say we said, all right, cool. We don't want to pay 40 for Van der Beek when we can pay 45 for Partey, or try and spend a bit more bob to get this hour operation done. There probably is some on that info. He's probably right, but we'll never know, man. Like, we'll never know. He probably is right though with that one. I never knew that.
If you couple that up with what Partey early on in the transfer window, it was rumored that we want 30 million up front and then the rest on add-ons and whatnot, because we haven't got quite that much P there. So that would fall in line with the same thing, you know. That would fall in line with the exact same thing. But the way I look at it is, bro, like, look, D1 here has got a question, super chat. Appreciate that. Chelsea fan, I see from the DP there. If Arsenal get Partey and Aouar, you get top. I assume you meant 4, in my opinion. I think the hope will rise, but it's still, bro. Look at your team, bro. Look at Chelsea, fam. You know what? I just see now. Did you see underneath the picture of Havertz on Instagram? Fabrizio Romano said something about Thiago.
They're buying it. How much midfielders does Chelsea need, bro? Like, they're gonna have to sell some. They're buying it. All right, give us Kante and his bless. Like, just give us something, man. Like, you lot, if it all gels, they're bad boy. They're gonna be a bad boy team.
Yeah, like I said yesterday, I said it on my stream with Rants. I said, obviously, Chelsea are making me sick because they're a rival, especially a London rival, and the way they're making me sick. But at the same time, it's sickness through jealousy. At the same time, I look at it and I tell us Arsenal fans, I tell them, you see what you say we can't do, and that's overhaul 8-9 players. You see an example of it happening just down the road. Now, people are going to say, oh, the value of our players, this and that. At the same time, shit's got to be done now.
Who have Chelsea sold? Yeah, Chelsea sold right now. Who have they sold? They haven't sold anyone. They're gonna have to sell people. Look at that midfield. There's too many midfielders, but who have they sold? Now, we both know the situations to a degree are different, but like you're saying, you can, if you want to do this 8-9 thing and change it, you can. You really can.
100%. I've seen Chelsea do it before this summer. I've seen Liverpool do it before. So it's like, that's examples of it there, where exactly what we need, a massive overhaul over one summer. Because obviously, moving forward, we're going to need that transition period. And I'm tired of hearing transition over the last 10 years. But I know, realistically, when this overhaul happens, we're going to need that transition again, you know?
Because you're a footballing man. You understand it. Like, I'll say this to Arsenal fans. For me, I'm not going to lie. I do, like you, there is some harm to go with changing Bearman and bringing in Bearman. I get that. There's always a factor. But we've got to look at what we've been trying to do. We've been trying to do this move on a couple man and then this man here. So let's try something else. Let's get rid of everybody who needs to get rid of. Of course, it's way more difficult. And with Arsenal, you know, it's difficult, fam, because you look at Chelsea's players, you know, who is going to leave? If they sell Kante, there's offers for Kante. If we try to sell El Nene, are you buying El Nene, bro? Like,
bro, like 5-10 mil, someone will grab him, man. Like
even that's gazy, because we loaned him to Besiktas and they're saying, nah, man, we don't want him permanently. So I
think they wanted him and we outpriced them for him, because we're asking.
Why are we doing that? Like, bro, just give them fam. Just give them what they want, fam.
Moving on, obviously, Uncle Kwam says, Turkish, you're slightly being a bit overreactive. Only City and Chelsea have been mad active in the window. Lyon and Atletico are known for being tough negotiators. Plus, we got to get numbers out. Obviously, with Lyon, I don't even know whether to believe the Aouar thing, so I'm not going to comment too much. But with Atletico, Partey's got a release clause. That release clause is fair. It's not a wild one. It's not one where you really
like 100 million or something. It's like 40 something.
Yeah, 45 million pounds, 50 million euros. That's what it is. So it's not even about negotiating there. It's about the same old shit happening again. Like, I'm surprised Man United didn't come in and sweep for him instead of Van der Beek, because I feel like that would have been a much better fit for them. Like for some, he says, we're still on the roundabout, Turkish. And that's the analogy I'm going to keep on using until we take an exit off that roundabout. And you know until these players go. Huh?
No, go on, bro. Go on.
Until these players go, we're not taking no exits. We're going to keep on going round, because best believe Luiz is making a mistake this season. Best believe Xhaka's going to be soft in a few games this season. Best believe Bellerin ain't going to do his thing this season. It's got to happen. Like, why is it happen because it's happened for the last 3-4 years. Like,
insanity is doing the same thing again and again and thinking it's going to change. And for me, what that release clause or not reactivating that release clause tells me is that do we have the money we claim we might have, what the books say in terms of upfront? Because I'm not no transfer man. But release clause, surely that's got to mean you've got to pay more up front. So are we trying to say we'll give you a release clause, but we're going to stretch it out? And if we are going to stretch it out, once again, that's concerning because it's 45 million, bro. I draw parallels with the Zaha move. Like, clearly we went for Zaha. Palace didn't need the money as much as Leo, so they wanted more upfront periods. So we said to Leo clearly, we'll give you 70 million, but there's different targets. Same with the Torreira deal. This just tells me the same thing we need to see. And then you look, if we're doing this, it's like what you tried to start the movement and people started hating on you. You're looking at the man who owns the club. Like, you're looking at the man who owns the club. This is the one time you need to inject money. And I know I've heard KSC have done things in that. And like I said, I'm not a finance man to be speaking about all of that, but it's concerning. It's mad concerning. You know, if you want Partey, you have to sell Guendouzi. Like, Guendouzi has to go anyways. But how is our transfer business relying on that, bro? This is a massive.
Exactly what I was going to move on to now. Obviously, with Thomas Partey, Lee Gunner, I don't know if you saw it, but Lee Gunner had Fabrizio Romano on his channel. Like,
yeah, I see a segment of it.
That was big, man. Like, that was a very big thing. Like, obviously, AFTV had him yesterday, but I think Lee was one of the first. And Romano was saying on there how Arsenal are definitely interested in Partey. And they brought to the table Lacazette and Guendouzi. Obviously, that's been rejected in the past month or so. But what do you think? What does that show you? If we're offering Lacazette especially, what does that show you about what Arteta sees moving forward in terms of this team and the overhaul needed?
This tells me, just giving Lacazette, I think Arteta rates him, but I think he could do without him. So I think this is a necessary evil. When you see Maitland linked with a move, when you see Guendouzi prior to this attitude stuff, I think they're necessary evils. I think the club have said to him, he said the need for tough decisions. He said that. So I think he's probably have in mind that I might have to get rid of a player that I have plans for. And I think with Lacazette, it's a bit of a weird one because we know sooner or later we're gonna have to talk about that contract. We know for as much as he gives us, and I don't want to underrate Lacazette, he works hard and all of these sort of things, but it's not like Aubameyang. Like, when you just look at the cold-hearted facts, you sell Aubameyang, you're losing close to 30 goals. You're losing stuff with Lacazette, but you tell it, and it's hard to get number 2 strikers. But you're telling me finding a number 2 striker that does the hold-up play and whatnot is going to be harder than 20 league goals. So that tells me he's prepared to get rid of him. He probably says, we've got an Eddie, we can do other things. Guendouzi, he's a one-away player. Clearly, there's no offers on the table, so we're trying to do what he's doing. A lot of clubs are doing this free transfer thing and all these swap deals, but this just tells me that we're just trying to be mad creative because we're broke. Like, Lacazette, does he want to stay here? Again, he could go play Champions League football. But would Atletico want to take on Lacazette's wages, bro? You hear that they need to sell. You hear that they're broke. Are you going to take on a 28, 29-year-old sort of thing with the wages he's going to put? And the same things are going to persist. Like, Lacazette will do his thing, but is Lacazette going to be the 20 league goal man? Is he going to be the Sergio Aguero, the Fernando Torres, the all of these players that have played for Atletico, the Costas, the Villas, whether they've scored 20 or not? I don't see Lacazette doing that. You know, he'll probably end up being a bench player again. So it just tells me we're trying to be creative and we're mad broke.
100%. Again, bang on. That's exactly how I see it. And you know what? Imagine Atletico did accept that and we went into the season with Eddie Nketiah as our number 1 striker. That's a whole other problem in itself, bro.
You got to cry. You got to beg Martinelli to get fit, pray on him to get fit to do the striker thing. And for me, that instantly means Aubameyang up front, do what you need to do, whether that's Saka on the left, Pepe on the right, sort of thing. That's what I'm trying to do. Because like you've seen with Eddie, he can do a thing, but he's hot and cold. Like what someone said in my stream in the last hour, that he's got 3 goals in 21 appearances. If you just look at it without emotion, that's not good enough. Now we know he tracks runners and he's done a job, but that's not levels. It's the cold-hearted facts. That is not levels.
Yeah, it's not levels. Obviously, let's just quickly touch on this super chat, Jared. Appreciate that, bro. What about Hakan Çalhanoğlu from Milan?
He's always been with us, bruv.
Yeah, he's been with us before, and I would have taken him maybe 4-5 years ago, you know, when he was more on the come up. Now he's more on the downhill slope. Even for Turkey, his performances haven't been at the level I'd expect, especially with the developing team around him. So for me, I think Jared followed that up with another comment. Let me just find that quickly. He's a goal-scoring midfielder, plays box-to-box. And yes, obviously, he will add quality, but it's not hard to add quality to our side. If I'm going for anyone in terms of attacking mid from the Turkish national team. I'm going for Cengiz Ünder, and we've got Pepe now, so we don't even need it.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a myth.
You know what I mean? I'm looking more defensively when I'm looking at the Turkish players across the world now, because that's what we need. Even Kaan Ayhan, who just signed for, I think it was Sassuolo.
Yeah.
I said he's someone we should have looked out for. And now he's been moved to DM for Turkey, and it's someone that can play centre-back, play DM in the middle of his career, and someone that would have been cheap. You know, I'm not saying he would have changed the world here, but it would have helped.
It would have helped.
The overhaul that we fucking need.
I'm better than couple man, that's for sure, bro. That's for sure.
100%. And obviously, let's get back to Partey quick, because obviously with Guendouzi, that's another one. What's happening with him, bro? Is he going to actually stay and play? Like, what do you think?
Fam, I don't know, because you know what I think with Arteta, it's a game of poker, because you know I think what's harmed us is we've so publicly made out that we're going to sell him, and that's not a bad thing. But when you've made out that you want to wait, that's always going to be difficult for negotiation. So I think Arteta's been a bit smart when he says, you know, everyone's slate is clean and all of these things. He got 90 minutes yesterday for France's under-21s. I would like to see him stay, bro. I'm not going to cap. I would like to see him stay, but if he's not with this, he needs to go. He needs to go. I still think he's up for sale, and I just think it's a thing where there's no offers on the table. You heard PSG, Juventus, Atletico, this team, that team. You even heard Valencia and Villarreal loan deals, and it's still a long way to go in the season, but where's the offers? Like, where's the offers? And this is a man we bought for 8 million, so we stand to make a profit. I don't think there's any real offers. Still early to go in the window. Someone's asked about Szoboszlai, bad boy, free kick the other day. Needs to come to Arsenal, but he said he's not on it.
Say that name again, blood, because you said it's so sweet. Like,
That's the one name I can say, Szoboszlai, but that's you know how long I had to spend learning that name, fam. Because my YouTube subscribers kill me for my mispronunciations, fam. Yeah, fam. I don't even think I'm saying it right, but I typed his name in Google, and that's how they said it. So I run with it.
Oh, his free kick was against Turkey. Fam.
That's what I'm saying. You saw live what he's on, like.
Fam, I can't lie. Hungary deserved to win that game regardless, but that free kick was a mad thing. Like he ran up to it like he's gonna whip it, and the ball went straight top bins.
Damn, he's a free kick specialist. Like I want him. He said he wants to stay with his team Salzburg. And forgive me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they're in the champs, so I'm not too sure. But that's something Arsenal need to be on, fam. Resale values there. And
it's 19. He's what 19 turning 20. The thing
you man, the same age as Paul, really.
Yeah.
Different quality is mad.
But you see, with Salzburg players now, they can see that ladder. They can see it's Salzburg, then it's Leipzig, and then from Leipzig it can be Bayern Munich. It can be
whatever you want to do, innit? Yeah.
Arsenal, it's like, bro, do you want to? It's like getting shift, fam. It's like you might be under arrest for a few years against your will, fam. So get me, anything you do say might be used against you.
Yeah, literally.
We've got another super chat here about Dev Singh. Love for that, bro. Turkish, do you believe Arsenal are currently going through a process? If so, doesn't that take time? Listen, I like that you put the word process in quotes, because even you don't know what it means. Yeah,
you know you've been down this for time with the process.
Right. The process starts from the top. You see, when an owner comes in and takes over a club, yeah, first he took over 30% and then he took over 100%. You can choose where the process started, yeah. Regardless, that's where the process starts. The process doesn't start with Unai Emery's appointment. The process doesn't start with Mikel Arteta's appointment. The process starts at ownership level. And when Kroenke took over this club, the process started, and the process has failed and tripped up over and over and over again. This summer is
over again. Like,
trust me, in 3 weeks, I'm going to tell you, 6th of October and over again. We should just do a deadline, David. Me and you, deluded. One each.
That's going to be needed. I want them to prove me wrong. Please put egg on my face, but Arsenal love beat. Like, I can't really add on anything Turkish has said, but I just feel Arsenal love a process. We've done the homegrown thing. We've done the Alexis and thingy thing. We just love process. And I'm all for processes, provided we realize it. And I hope we do with Arteta. But past knowledge, does it going to seeing is believing, fam? Seeing is believing. It's simple as that.
That last summer, I had man always saying to me, what was it last summer? Be excited. Be excited.
It's Kroenke, innit?
Okay, be excited.
They don't help themselves, fam. They don't help themselves. Who told them to say that?
Trust the who leaked that? Trust the process. Who started that? That person, I swear down, that person.
Must have been Glazidez or something, man.
Yeah, of course we can congratulate him, bro. That was a deal.
I take it. Bergwijn played yesterday. We saying YouTube and Pro Ball madness.
It is what it is. Love for tuning in. Dipson, I wanted to answer this one because I've been screaming Demiral for a couple seasons now, but it's too little, too late. You know, from when he's taken the lit out of the side last season, you think Juve are going to win or lose that kid for 18 mil they paid for him. He's 22 years of age. He just had one big injury, but he's back, and I expect him to kick on from it. You know, he's a tough guy, and he's also one of the best young defenders in the world. Like I said, he took the lit out the side, and that was the biggest defensive transfer last summer. So I think it's out of our reach now. I think Demiral is going to stay in and around the top teams. If he moves from Juve, he'll probably be to another top team.
Yeah.
A Bayern, a Real Madrid, whatever, a Man City, whoever it is, you know. At the end of the day, I don't know what DG thinks, but in my opinion, there's like a gulf. For me, I feel like the only defender any team can buy out there that's certified going to make an impact straight away as a centre-back is Koulibaly.
Yeah, only household name I can think of that's close to available is Koulibaly. Like off the top of my head, I agree.
There's a gulf in terms of age and experience. And,
maybe the Upamecano thing as well, but that one there's a beauty one.
That one there, more of a risk, you know. I feel like Koulibaly would have that Van Dijk effect to the big teams anyway.
You've been on Koulibaly for a second still.
I've been on him, bro, because it's exactly what we've needed, man. You
Even before he was like £100 million sort of player, you've been on him. Like when he was just, I knew about him, but he wasn't like, you know how people scream him sort of thing now.
4 or 5 years ago, we could have got him for 45, 50 mil. Do you get me?
Could have been sorted.
People are telling me it's not realistic now. Well, it was realistic then. You know, we moved too slow. Someone mentioned being proactive earlier. Lacazette's another one. Surely we should have signed Lacazette 2 years before we did.
Bro, the Lacazette one's Beaky? Because I don't think Wenger was ever convinced with him, you know. I think when you look at it, we was linked with him for a time, and for some reason we didn't. I think, is there any coincidence he came, for all the issues Wenger has, he kept taking him off. Okay, Alexis had a part to play, but 6 months later we're bringing in Aubameyang. I genuinely feel if we did try for Aubameyang and was successful in the summer of that year or whatever, then Lacazette probably wouldn't be an Arsenal player. And I don't think it's just Wenger. I think the club kind of hesitate. And I think a big part of it, that is why he hasn't been given a new deal straight away sort of thing.
Obviously, you're a guy that follows young talent. I don't know if you know about Ozan Kabak.
Yeah. Another one Mislintat wanted. Wasn't he at Galatasaray or something? One of them clubs.
Early on. And then obviously
I remember watching him in the champs against Porto. I was like, this guy is decent. And then he went Schalke. He makes a couple mistakes, but there's potential there. It's like all the 3 Turkish centre-halves you've been speaking about. I know you didn't mention Sayinci, but Mislintat wanted these man. Like, these are man that could have... Demiral is the best one as well. Them man there could have... We could have sorted this thing off, bro. Green Lakes could have been jumpy in that. Like, we could have been
yes, you might have seen me smiling a lot more often, fam. Yeah, me.
Also, might have even started playing better when all the man them came and that, man. But who knows?
I don't know if them man them like him there for that.
He said he would have got dipped.
German place. I don't know. It depends on how they feel about all of that. But I would have been gassed. I don't mention Soyuncu because again, Soyuncu's out of our reach, bro. We're not going to sign a player.
That's 50 mil.
Above, easy. If they're getting 80 from Maguire, you know they're touching nearly 60 for Soyuncu.
They're not getting shagged. Leicester only sell players if they want to sell them. Like the Chilwell one's the only one, and even that's probably a bit overpaid. The only one which I'd say is fair. But Leicester are not dickheads. Leicester will get their things. They'll get their piece.
100%. Love the consistent stream, guys. Bun into your vibes. That's what I like.
Me. Might be it after.
Building, smash the likes. We're over 400 people on now. Make sure you hit the like button, people. Get the video there. Obviously, me and Deluded back again. And if you haven't seen it already, go to Deluded channel because we done one on Tuesday or Wednesday on your channel, innit?
Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, still there. So what, on 15k views or something? So you lot took that one in, man. Keep supporting the team.
Go there and smash the likes on that one too, man. Get it up there in the algorithm and all this. Daniel, I've seen your message. I'm gonna make you mod after this. Don't worry about that, bro.
He's on you, lot, fam. He's on you. I see
him in every live. So that's what I need. If I see you on every live, then it makes sense. You know, obviously, it makes sense to have these people trying to
get these recruited.
Protect the thing, because I don't want none of these disrespectful comments saying nothing out of line, especially when it's live. You know, sometimes you gotta handle yourself differently when it's live.
It's weird. Someone said, "Why does Deluded look so short?" Bring your girl here, and I'll tell you there ain't nothing short about the guy.
I know what you mean, though. You see when the comments up, so it's covering your face, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you know, it's from I'm using my chair, bro. Like maybe I should buy a bigger chair with the fucking. push-up thing, but I'm using the chair. Man's there, fam. What?
You've been investing in your thing over the past 6 months.
Like, what? Am I cool now?
Calm.
All right. Oh, sorry, Rose. Sorry, we're good now.
Like, you're too short.
All right. Now my head looks too big, but I'm all seeing the.
Now you're above the comment. You're above the comment now, fam. That's what I like to see. Barca
upgrade.
Pepe does not fit in Arteta's playing system. He needs tenacious wide players who can make runs in behind constantly as well as tracking back. It seems to me Pepe is a ball-to-feet player. In my opinion, I'd say you're wrong when you consider Pepe's first few games at the club especially. We started off at that Liverpool game and he was constantly in behind and over the top. He was causing Robertson and Van Dijk loads of issues over the top. He did the same against Tottenham, and over the season, when you go through 3 different managers, 3 different styles, and you fall in and out of favour, sometimes you can forget what a player really is like. And I feel like he can do that. I feel like he wants to be a player running off that last, the same way Oba does it on the left-hand side. I feel like Pepe wants to do it on the right. It's just that Pepe also has the confidence on the ball, if he's not getting it over the top, to drop and play, man. Oba doesn't really have that, whereas Pepe does. So for me, he can do the best of both. But I do agree that he might not fit in Arteta's mind, not playing system, but mind, because he needs a right back that's going to really push on and help him out and be that extra body in midfield. Deluded, I lie. He needs that right back that's going to support him to be freer. And I don't know if he's going to get that this season. I feel like Oba has got that with Tierney. I feel like obviously you have that
left back, whether it's Maitland, Saka, Tierney, whatever. He's got that.
He's got that in abundance. Whereas Pepe on the right now, he doesn't really, especially with Bellerin, he doesn't anyway.
I don't agree fully with that. I think I see where he's coming with. I definitely think Pepe, if I do play fullback, I definitely would be scared if there's space and Pepe is running onto me and you've got Aubameyang and I'm shook. But I think Pepe can play. He can play in tight spaces. He can stand you up and do his thing. I just think it comes down to gelling more with what the team and what Arteta expects and just more clarity in mind. And this is what I was saying in my stream just before I came on here. I think it's a thing with Pepe now where it's what you do away from training. It's like, I don't think he's going to be Cristiano Ronaldo. But you remember when Ronaldo landed here, he was very rough around edges. There was potential. He done a lot of the party tricks, but at some level, he managed to take that and make it become effective. I think Pepe's got to do that, man. I think Pepe's a dangerous player, man. I like him. He's brave. He can play on the counter. Look at the couple goals we scored at Wembley. You know, we've kind of counter-attacked against sides, and Pepe's been part of it. So I definitely feel Pepe's there. I share what Turkish feels. I feel if Pepe wants to remain playing, I think he's got to keep this up, because I don't want to say Arteta don't rate him, but I don't think he cares for this 70 million thing. I just think he's looking at Saka, you and Nelson and whatever, and the best man wins. And for Pepe, as much as I love Saka and what he's doing, you need to be the clear option. You're bought for 70 million. It should be non-debatable. Saka shouldn't have a snowball's chance of starting ahead of you.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that, man. I agree with everything you just said. Do you think Aubameyang is better up front or out wide?
You first, man. You go first, man. Take it away.
You see my thing, I like Oba on the left, and you can't fault him there. You know, he's done his thing there. He's produced equally there as he did up front beforehand. And it's not a big problem for me, but in my opinion, for balance, I would prefer Oba up top, and that's just because I prefer my wingers to be able to run at man and cause problems with the ball at their feet. You look at Liverpool, Mane and Salah, both can come in behind and both can run at defenders with the ball at their feet. Same way with Man City, Sterling, Mahrez, they can run at you on the ball and they can get in behind over the top or through the line. So I feel like for balance and in terms of moving forward, considering Aubameyang's age in the next 3 years, start thinking about moving him up top, making some money off Lacazette potentially, and then the left wing gets occupied by maybe Saka or maybe a new left winger if Saka does evolve in that number 10 role. I can't really say if he's better. Well, I can't say if he's better up front or out wide, because you can justify either or. You know, I'm happy with
both of them.
Yeah, it's just my opinion that moving forward, I just see us potentially getting a better left winger and then pushing him up top to get that balance right.
I mean, for me, I'm happy for these problems. I think every attacker is gonna, have their part to play. I think for Arteta, it's amazing. You know, you've got a choice of Aubameyang, Lacazette, Pepe, Saka, and probably Willian now. 5 of these men can play a couple of roles. I agree with what Turkish has said. You know, in an ideal world, strikers play up front. What can you say? He's playing left wing. He's tracking back. He's scoring goals. We've got some balance. I want him to play through the middle. I don't agree when man say he don't play well through the middle. We don't play to his strength. Yeah, I don't agree with that. Like, I see it. I think people underestimate his hold-up play. I don't think it's terrible. I get it. It's not Lacazette. He's not going to be bouncing off, man. But people don't speak about when there's 2 banks of 4 and Lacazette's against all of them and he's not quick, so it's irrelevant. If we played to Aubameyang's strengths and played more balls in behind, we'd be better. I know Firmino's not a great goal scorer and he does drop deep. But a lot of times he stays through the middle. Would you say he's got amazing hold-up play, not link-up play, hold-up play? No, I don't get it. I just feel people, they say one thing and they don't want to change it or really realize that these things can apply to different games. Aubameyang is best when there's gaps in the side, you know. That's why I don't mind him playing on the left. Look at that goal against Liverpool, you know. You take your eyes off him, it's a myth. But he can definitely play through the middle. Definitely play through the middle. He made a career out of fucking scoring through the middle.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a short-term memory in football fans. It's evident. But even for us in the first 6 to 12 months, Oba played through the middle and banged. He moved.
And if we're pressing, does it mean anything? If we're pressing, do we need someone with our back to go? Like, it doesn't. It becomes irrelevant. Like, you know,
the bigger side, it seems like we're more counter-attacking and pick them off. With Oba up top on the last man and the defender's shoulder, and then you've got 2 wingers that can pick up the ball and cause problems. I think it's a lot more balance. You know, it's all good when we're holding up the ball, but what is Arteta's style? Does he want to hit man on the counter? Does he want a more rock and roll style like Klopp's is called, or does he want a more, you know, orchestra style like Guardiola? I'd say, and more, you know, unified approach. What do you think? Do you think he's going to go for a more Pep or a more Klopp type approach?
It's a difficult one because, you know, the things I've seen him do, I don't know if he genuinely is on doing that, or it's because, you know, he's taking a job midway through the season. I need to see quick fixes. I actually think he's going to be a bit like Wenger and Pep. I think he's a bit like Pep or maybe even Jose in that he's on learning how to defend. Defending is foremost everything in it. But he really puts a lot of pride in what we do with the ball. And I wouldn't say it's counter-attacking football, but once the gap opens, devastating moves, like we've shown in the games at Wembley. So I wouldn't say I think he wants to be a bit like Wenger, from the front foot, playing nice football, but solid defensively. And unlike Wenger's football, where we do 100 passes, you know, and not score, I think he wants to kill teams. Like it's smelling blood, because he talks about fighting, he talks about killing teams. Probably more, yeah, man. I'd say more Wenger than anything. I think he's a bit like Wenger, even down to the delay in substitutes. To be fair with you, Turkish man.
Yeah. What do you think is more like? I can only split Wenger's tenure into 2 ways. The early Wenger was a more explosive style.
No. The more
Wenger was
not the Vieira and the rest of them, where we had the power and stuff. More I don't want to say Emirates era, because it's not exactly all been that, but Emirates more moving towards the Emirates sort of Wenger.
Yeah, this one's one I want to ask you. Gabriel or Saliba, who are you more excited to see?
Tough one. You know what? Big up Gabriel, but I'd say Saliba, man, because, you know, he's French. It just feels like we finally got one of these golden generation French people. You know, we didn't get Dembele, we ain't got Upamecano, we ain't got this guy. So I'd say Saliba, man, but I'm excited with both, bro. Seriously.
Yeah. Pretty much the same, man. I'm excited with both. It might tip to Gabriel for me, because I feel like Gabriel should be more ready, and I feel like we're going to see a bit more impact from Gabriel. But at the same time,
I agree.
Saliba looks like he's going to be special as well. It sounds like he's going to be special. So it's hard to pick, man. I just hope they both do their thing, man. You know,
Can we just have a defense?
We have 2 defenders. We can lay some hope on their shoulders a bit, you know. We've got another super chat here. I've pretty much answered this question before, but deluded. Can we get a war, play Torreira as DM, and if Bellerin gets sold, what do you think as Max Aarons as right back?
Can we get Aaron play Torreira as DM? I would say no, because in theory, I agree with what he's saying. Yeah, you can, but it doesn't seem like Arteta and Arsenal are on that. It seems like Torreira's days are numbered. I'm a big fan of Torreira. Hope that's not the case. In relation to Bellerin, if Bellerin gets sold and you bring in Max Aarons, I don't mind that, innit? I think Max Aarons is better than him. But I think, you know, Arsenal fans, we do this thing when we're linked. I'm not saying my man's doing it, but when we're linked with someone or we like a player, we move like they're the Messiah, and people move like Max Aarons is perfect. Like he gets ripped hella times. He's from set pieces. He's not aware. Going forward, he can do a bit more. But I'm a fan of Max Aarons still, man. He done a bad boy assist yesterday, if I remember rightly, for England 21s.
Huh? I think his assist was for Reece Nelson, I think.
Yeah, I think so. So yeah, I would take. Who wouldn't take Max Aarons? You know, he's English. You know, with Tierney, Gabriel, and Saliba, you've got players that you know are going to be playing for the next significant part of their careers. Who wouldn't take Max Aarons? You know, they're saying bidding starts at 20, but he's linked with Bayern. So,
like even in my keep or sell video earlier in the window, I said, obviously, look, we got an issue at right back. We need to sell at least one of them, and if it's going to be Bellerin, bring in Max Aarons, because I feel like you can make profit in that deal as well in terms of getting more for Bellerin than you spend on Aarons himself. You know, I feel like
pay for itself, sort of thing. Yeah, 100% agree with that.
And until obviously, I'm not being paid to scout. I'm not being paid to find that information. And when I found out Doherty was available for 13 to 15 mil, when
that's a shrewd addition.
That would have been, yeah,
Cedric fan,
bro. Arsenal fan as well. It just didn't make sense, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Like, do that deal, wrap it up, and then sort
that one done.
Because someone will want him for double the amount you're spending on Doherty. You make money, you improve the position, and you give Pepe a right back that will give him what he wants.
And you see with Doherty, that tells me, bro, it's not like, don't you feel fans are too name brand? Like that's a man that's gonna do his job. He's not gonna, you know, he's not no best in the world or no Dani Alves, but that's why I think fans just look at mad stars. Sometimes you can find these little gems that can do roles for the team, and I think he would have been a very shrewd purchase. And to be fair, I don't like to praise Spurs, but I think that's a big boy signing from Spurs, to be fair with you, man. Hopefully he's an agent and he messes up their team, but yeah, man.
I think it's a very good signing as well, especially in a Jose team, and what he's going to add. You can the modern day football, you know, one of the fullbacks joins the midfield, and he's going to be that fullback now, and the other three tuck into a free central defenders. That's exactly what happened at Tottenham, and one of the best all-round right backs, and probably the top two attacking right back in the league. You can make an argument between him and Trent. Obviously, Trent gets a lot more with free kicks and in terms of really exploding into the box, into the back,
getting beyond is making that run and stuff, and getting beyond his man.
Causing massive problems. And when you look at who's on Tottenham's right hand side now, because that person's going to be laughing now.
Wasn't it again? Spurs fans know better than me. Wasn't it Mora? Is it Mora?
Yeah. It's going to be Bergwijn, I guess.
Maybe Bergwijn. He should stick to YouTube videos, but yeah, that's what he's doing.
Whoever it is going to be smiling on that wing now, because they're going to have Doherty there, and I know Irish blood as well. It's passion, it's determination.
Them man are first to last minute. They're leaving it there, fam. That's what I want. And it's like what you said. We're not being paid to scout, and scouting is difficult. But you telling me that you can't find I always say Sagna. I say Sagna because he was a bloody good footballer, but because he was just a calm addition. Like, he weren't no world-class player, but you knew minimum 7s and 8s out of 10. It didn't cost them out of money. Scouts just did their job. A quick little thing. That's what we need to be on again, man. Just bring in men that can just do their job.
Yeah, this is how I saw it. Doherty and Tierney, British fullbacks. Like, I saw it like just passion, heart, determination, Scottish, Irish. Like, it would have worked, fam.
It would have worked, man. It would have worked, fam.
It is what it is, man. Most like 500 people watching, not even 200 likes.
Come on, people. What's going on?
Make sure you hit the like button, get it out there. Make sure you continue liking, subscribing, sharing. Subscribe to Deluded channel too. As you can see from the banner below, I want to just touch on Lionel Messi. Deluded. Obviously, he's staying at Barca, but his interview was a bit of a mad one. His interview was very open, very honest, and I do listen. I feel for him in one sense, but at the same time, I feel like with that clause, he should have just taken it at the end of June or July, whenever it was. At the same time, I can't really feel for him too much when the opportunity was there for him. So what do you think about that situation and how it's going to pan out?
Bro, I've got so much to say on Lionel Messi. On one hand, let me say, I'm a big fan of Messi. Let me defend Messi first. I think he's within his rights to be frustrated, bro. You know, Barca have been shit, pardon my language for any kids watching, for years. You know, for a team like Barca, the best player ever, they're embarrassing the results. Bayern Munich, Roma, Liverpool, mad embarrassing. As you know yourself, and we always say this, Barcelona have got away with it. You know, their recruitment's been terrible. You know, failed to replace Neymar, Dani Alves, the two Spanish in midfield. Long term for Busquets isn't there yet. I know De Jong's there. It's just been crap. It's just been crap, and the knock-on effects has been there. So I get it. I really understand it and get his frustration, because clearly he's all the players. But at the same time, I agree with you. You knew your clause. You should have bust out. If there is a legal way to twang out of it, cool, you do your thing. But I just think, and I also feel it's a bit cowardly. I feel while he's allowed to believe like that, Bro, you was playing. You didn't play amazing against Bayern Munich. You was there for about 20 minutes in the first leg, and then you just went out of it. You've been a part of all these shameless performances. I understand what he said about he gets blamed for everything, but he was part of it, and it just screams a bit cowardly that after losing 8-2, you're sending a message via the fax machine, and it just screams a bit going out through the back door, you know. And I always said, and again, I don't think it's a U-turn, he still might leave. I felt that he was just putting pressure on the board. He's had enough. But I do think it's a bit cowardly from Donny, man. Like just the manner in which he tried to skate out is mad coward. Like you was part of the caning. You was part of it, bro. It's one thing like he was amazing and they still got caned. Where were you, Messi? He's the only player that's world class that isn't expected to consistently do world class stuff. And I say this as someone that effing loves Messi, bro.
No, I get you. I can understand that point as well, especially when you look at Argentina and the couple of times they've been knocked out from tournaments and then he retires and comes back. He's very emotional. He's very reactionary. So, and I brought this comment up because I have mentioned it before. But my thing is, I understand the Champions League, but if you've got a clause in your contract at a certain time and you want to continue and obviously play in the Champions League for that club, then sort the agreement out. At the end of the day, you can't trust the football club. Football club's going to take the piss, same way you can't trust the player. The player's going to take the piss. So they both need to protect their best interest. Messi didn't protect his interest. He said he's got a gentleman's agreement, as someone mentioned here, between him and Bartomeu or whatever his name is. And at the end of the day, in football, gentleman's agreements, you need more than that. The way
it's F4, bro. If it's not dotted and crossed, it's air. I see some of the comments saying Messi isn't to blame. Messi never said he's blameless. Of course, Messi didn't say he's blameless. I'm just saying you was a part of it. Secondly, someone said that apparently he had agreement to leave 12 months ago. If you did, then fair play. But I have to say, why wouldn't you leave? You're hearing the new thing he's doing now is running down his contract, which is cool. I think Messi wants to stay at Barcelona. I think if they bring in certain man, remove certain people beyond it, he will stay. It just feels a bit like a toy throwing his prams out. And I get it. I would do the same if I was Messi. Because I'm tired of taking the blame. But it's just like, when Messi plays for Argentina, it just feels like Messi is absolved of all criticism, you know? And I don't get it. It's like, when we're here to praise him, I praise Messi for doing basic stuff. So by the same energy, I have to get at him. And I just think he's the only player that is afforded some serious luxury. Like people go harder on Neymar than Messi, and it's a bit ridiculous.
It's the generation we live in as well, man. A lot of fans, instead of hanging off clubs, they hang off the players' balls, and that's the reality of it. We see that at our club with Mesut Ozil. If man can love Mesut Ozil the way they do at our club, then God only knows what they can do out there, because that would be somewhat justified at the very least. South London's fan that says Barcelona's recruitment is worse than ours, considering their money and resources. And you're right. And the reason I brought this one up is because, listen, Arsenal recruitment is bad. Barcelona's recruitment has been bad. Man United's recruitment has been bad. Tottenham's recruitment's been bad. There's been and all four clubs in many different ways. Like they got different resources, different tools. I'd say our one is a mismanagement of contracts, going for wrong players, like no direction with Barcelona.
Round holes.
Yeah, with Barcelona, it's similar to Man United, but probably to a bigger extent in terms of fees paid. They just go for the names and they go for the big buyers, and it just hasn't worked out. Same with Man United until Ole came in. And with Tottenham, I just feel like Tottenham, 2 years ago, I said they should sell Harry Kane, put Son up top, and reinvest that 100 and whatever mil they get for Harry Kane at that stage and reinvest it properly into their side. That would have been the smart thing for them to do. You know, obviously happy days they didn't do that, because now Harry Kane's value isn't the same as it was. There's COVID-19. It's a buyer's market, not a seller's market now. And in my opinion, Tottenham's job to get back to any level that they've reached in the past 5 years is going to be a massive one. I feel like they've hit the peak of their playing squad, and that's through being too slow with it. You know, if they was a bit more proactive and sold the right players at the right time, including Eriksen, you know, he basically went for however much because his contract was running down. So in my opinion, the recruitment across the board and in various teams has been poor. And obviously I can only focus on Arsenal because that's the only one I give a shit about. You know, I don't give a shit what any other team does, Arsenal Football Club. But Barcelona's recruitment, fam, I look at the fees they paid for not Neymar, Coutinho, Dembele, and who was the other 100+ mil? Griezmann, bro. Like,
people forget about the Turan. It's them signings there as well, you know, that the thing's clearly not gonna bang for you. It's them signings there that's a bit mad for me.
Yeah, it's the money spent, where it's spent, how it's going. it's like you look at their defense and you don't see anyone there that you really
think is like mad. Like you should be one of the best in the world. Like I rate Lynette, but are you one of the best in the world? Probably, but are you the best? No. It's like Ter Stegen's good. He's probably up there. Messi's Messi. But when I think of Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, I think of best players in the world. I don't necessarily look at that Barcelona team and see collectively. Now, don't get it twisted. More of their players walk into our team than vice versa. But it's like it's just so un-Barcelona. It's like the technical level of players isn't always there. The outlook isn't there. The manager isn't brave enough. La Masia, the academy, I don't really see, like before it seemed like every week there was a man coming from their academy. I don't really see that now. It's a mazzel. It's just they've gone so much, like Arsenal, they've gone so much away from their principles and their values, and they can't really expect any different. Like they've sold their souls. Whatever's happened, they've sold their soul, man. They've moved away from principles, fam. Like it's mad.
I brought this one up because I want to move it on to something. But yeah, him and Ronaldo do receive totally different levels of backlash and criticism, the same way they receive totally different levels of praise and admiration. Like DELUDED said previously, certain times they can do nothing wrong, even though they're not performing and they're not held at the same measuring stick as other players or they once was. But what I want to move on to is obviously Juventus, Suarez. I think that deal was pretty much agreed. Doesn't that surprise you a bit, or?
Yeah, no, it surprises me because, I mean, if he was to ask me a week ago, is Suarez going there? I'd say he's leaving because he looked like he was going MLS and that. I can't fault that because it's a good move. You know, if you want to get out of Barca, you can't do much worse than Juventus. You know, going to Italy, you're playing, you know, you've probably put about 2-3 years on your career. I don't mind that. That screams to me is that Barca are trying to get man out. Suarez wants to get out of there. Messi's tried to get out of there. Vidal apparently is going on a free to Inter Milan. It just screams like people are trying to get out of there. I think Suarez be a good addition, man. It looks like they need a striker, man. And I don't know what they're trying to do with Higuain. I heard they want to get rid of his contract. I don't know if what they're doing with Milic. I think they could do a lot worse than Luis Suarez, you know. They could do a lot worse. I think he'll be all right. Hopefully he doesn't bite Chiellini in the changing rooms. But yeah, bro, he's a decent signing. Yeah,
that's what I was going to say, fam. It's going to be, I heard they had to clear the air talks before this deal went through.
Probably did, fam. Probably did, because you know, if you're Chiellini, you probably do him on a slide in the showers or something.
You man, mad. This guy bit me on my shoulder, 4 or 5 years ago, and now you're going to try to bring him into the same team.
Yeah, you want me to be teammates with him? What's going on? But I think he'll bag, man. I think he'll bag. Look at Ronaldo. Like, fair enough, Ronaldo looks after himself, but you know Italy. You look at Aubameyang. Aubameyang played in Italy. Have we got any? Are we surprised that at 31 or so he's still going strong? He'll bag there.
They'll definitely bang because obviously, like you said, Italy is not it's not the hardest league. I'd say out of the top ones. I'd say he's got the best team in the league by a country mile. Obviously, Inter's closing that gap a bit. Napoli's gap is increasing, especially with Koulibaly's sale. I don't think that
all these man there. Milik probably, depending on who they're bringing, is a madness.
Napoli have slightly had their golden era in terms of when Hamsik and Insigne and all these men were just in and around, banging and
that.
Yeah. But I agree. Suarez will be a good signing for Juve. I feel like you can see what Juve want. They want the Champions League. And I think Suarez, top striker, even at this age, yeah, he will add experience. He'll add know-how. He's won it before. And he's at the best team to do it in Europe at the moment. I'd say the easiest team to play for at an old age in Europe right now is probably Juventus, because they've got the best platform in the league and they're giving you the best platform for the Champions League in terms of buying players around you consistently, man.
Took the words out of my mouth. I can't add on to that, bro. I think it's going to be a good signing, man. And I think, you know, for Suarez, it's a good adventure, man. At the end of the day, you've gone to Barca. Apparently, they want to get rid of you and Koeman don't want to use you. Go to Juventus, innit? You've done your thing at Liverpool. You've done your thing at Barca. Do your thing for a year or so in Juventus. And I don't know if he wants to go back to Uruguay or try the MLS thing. But, yeah, man, he's been a quality player and it's a quality move, man. I would have thought they would have went for Cavani on the free, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that's another one. That's a shout too. Yeah, that's a shout. That's a shout. This one here, where do you see Ramsey going since he is not wanted by Perlo? Me, I don't give a shit. Yeah, I'm just glad people are seeing that he's not the player. Yeah, we thought we was losing. Yes, I'm vexed we lost him for free, but he was never that guy at Arsenal Football Club for us to act like we're losing a Cesc Fabregas or act like we're losing a Patrick Vieira or act like we're losing someone that we can't replace, bro. Ramsey can be replaced. Have we replaced him? No, but he can be. You know, so for me, it just shows that the level of Arsenal fans, well, a certain section of Arsenal fans, the standards have gone down because it's showing. Look, one of our prized assets, one of the best players in the past 5 years, one of the great, well, some people say legend at this club, went to Juventus in his first year, didn't do his thing, and is being let go or is on the market. Deluded. You might have a better opinions. I thought I'll start with the next.
I mean, you know what? I can't say anything more of what you said. I think it was kind of written in the stars that it wasn't going to bang at Juventus. There's a lot of depth there. I thought he would have went there and been a sort of rotation squad option, which he has scored some goals and whatnot, and he's done very well to bag his contract. That's a big boy contract at this age. But it's like what you said. I do feel I'm pro Ramsey now. I wanted him to stay. I think he's decent. I do share your opinion where, you know, man are making out he's Iniesta and Cesc Fabregas and all of these things. Like he said, we wouldn't lose sleep over him. We just let money go out the window. In relation to where he goes back, he's going to be linked with everyone in Europe, everyone in Europe in the Premier League. The only thing that complicates it is the wages. Like he's Arsenal are not going to do that. United are not going to do that. They just brought in some midfielders. Chelsea are not going to do that. City don't need to do that, and he's not. Would you say he's a City sort of midfielder? No. So the top Liverpool maybe, but it's not going to happen. You can only really see a loan with an option to buy, man. Like I think he's a decent player, but I can't really see him moving. But what do I know, man? I don't know, bro.
Yeah, don't get twisted. Like, obviously, he left a little sour taste in him after the way he left because the way he left, he's moving like he wasn't part of the problems created at this club. Like he wasn't given a lot of responsibility at this club that he failed to live up to. So part of, obviously, I'm a bit sour about the way he left because when I look at Ramsey, I think about a lot of bad memories at Arsenal Football Club. Yes, you think about the FA Cups, but
you took a long way to come up.
Yeah, exactly. And Jamie here says 65 goals, 65 assists in 360 games for us. Good or bad record? Outside looking in, I'm going to say that's a decent record. I feel like that's a good record. But at the same time, when you delve into what's happened at Arsenal over the past 8 years, however long he's been at the club or he was at the club, that doesn't tell the whole story. And statistics never really do tell the whole story. Like you can paint whatever picture you want from statistics. And I guess from that one outside looking in, it looks good. But we just moved on, man.
I can't lie. For a midfielder, that's a banging record. Right. Listen, we got brands. we got brands. Hey, Yaya, Uncle Yaya, in the Mazzolini, boy. Like, hey.
I don't know. It's a different walk of life, maybe.
Yeah, he's Ahmed. He's moving mad. Yaya's moving mad. Like that story I read, Yaya's moving mad. Considering he's got a wife, he's damn near, peak man. To talk so loosely in a WhatsApp group, allegedly, especially when there's women there, he's moving mad. He's moving mad.
It's like he doesn't give a shit. He does what he wants, fam. I can't lie to you. Yeah, he does what he wants. And was that what it was? A WhatsApp group leak?
Apparently, like that's why he got kicked out of Soccer Aid because I don't want to say the paper's name, but I read that scum newspaper and they were like how he was bragging in the WhatsApp group and he sent it and basically people complained to the bosses and whatnot. Apparently there was women in there as well, so you could see why. But boy, Yaya's moving gazy, man. Yaya didn't even try to do it discreetly as well. Yaya, if that's true. Boy, yeah. How'd you come back? How'd you go on Sky Sports with a straight face knowing you was trying to do that?
Yeah. Well, I can't lie. He's gonna have to come with his chest, man. There's no other way to come, man. You just have to come and act like it didn't happen.
Legit.
Pramod says, I need to bounce. We'll catch up with the rest of the show when I'm back. You, man, need to put this show on podcast. And literally, me and Dylan talked about this yesterday. Yeah.
Still, like, I'll probably start doing that. I'll probably just start fucking downloading it and putting an MP4 and doing that for you lot because you lot shot me with that one. Like, do you know how many people keep saying that one? And I get it because obviously people are out and about and that. So yeah, we'll look to do that for you lot, man. If in some capacity, whether it's a podcast full stop or converting files, we'll get that for you lot, man, for sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah, his brethren snitched on him. Whoever snitched on him, right? They done him there. They done him there. But if there's women in the group as well, I guess it's a bit loose lips at the end of the day too. So you need to watch what you say around people. You need to watch what you say around people, especially when you're in a position of prominence or you're in a privileged position, because you don't know who's trying to take you down. Like your neighbor, your best friend, your family.
All these people, bro. Like you just met these people to do the soccer rating. You don't know them to be talking loose. So, like you said, loose lips sink ships, and he's gonna learn that. He's learned that the hard way. He's lost out on playing for charity in that.
Trust me, bro. Like Omar said, get the likes up to 300. There's over 500 of you in here, so it shouldn't be hard. Last minute or so, we'll wrap it up. Deluded, give them your socials and all of that.
Come on, man. You know where to find me. Deluded Guna04 and everything apart from Snapchat. That's DGuna04. You know, I'm primarily on YouTube. You can see me doing a lot of content by myself. I'm always with Turkish and Rants and Curtis and the rest of the small section of real YouTubers that I consider. So, yeah, man, if you don't catch me on my channel, then I'm part of the furniture on Turkish's thing. So, yeah, but you'll catch me.
Come on, it makes sense anyway if you subscribe to him, because I got shows on there too. Me and him do one a week on his channel, one a week on this channel, and Rants, he's on Rants' channel once a week too, like I am. More content gonna come this season. Big 6 show coming back next Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm recording it on Monday.
ASAP, my guy, ASAP. Even I'm waiting on that, fam.
Yeah, we'll obviously start the season off, discuss the transfer window and all of that, so it'll come. And you know what, we're gonna bring some live sessions in too eventually. Hopefully that'll work with 6 people on board, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. We're an hour in now. Love to everyone that's tuned in. Love to everyone that's liked. Continue liking. Chris TV and Daniel, comment on the video when it gets processed so I can make you 2 mods. I see you all the time. So yeah,
Ahmad's on you as well. I see him writing in caps. He keeps saying make it for thingy, boy.
Yeah, put it in the comments afterwards and I'll deal with that after. But people, follow Deluded, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Follow me as usual. Download the OneFootball app using the link in the description.